It took everyone by surprise. A team of cellular experts at the University of Dusseldorf in Germany took a closer look at the pancreas of 260 diabetics using high-tech phase contrast microscopes. What they found was straight out of a sci-fi movie. The pancreas was smothered in a toxic blanket of zombie cells, not quite dead, but not fully alive either. These toxic cells shut down insulin production and forced people to rely on insulin shots, which proved that all along, not beating diabetes was not your fault. Because no matter how well you followed your doctor's advice, until you remove the toxic blanket around your pancreas, you're only treating the effects, not the cause. In the next 4 minutes, I'll show you how anyone at any age can target and eliminate the root cause of type 2 diabetes for good by waking up a dormant part of your immune system and unlocking its power to clean not only your pancreas, but your heart, kidneys, and brain too. Reversing diabetes in days and slashing your risk of heart attack, kidney failure, or Alzheimer's. And however complicated this may seem, it's 100% natural, easy to use, and cheaper than your daily coffee. It can be done from home and starts working almost immediately. It's the only tested method that allows you to say goodbye to your erratic blood sugar levels for good. We've been trying to crack the code on diabetes treatments, and we noticed something totally bizarre that everyone else seemed to overlook. A toxic blanket of zombie cells was smothering the pancreas and blocking insulin production in the sneakiest way. Imagine trying to breathe with your nose pinched shut. Not going to happen, right? That's what these cells are doing to the pancreas. But now that we see what's going on, we can start fixing it. This isn't the only group of experts who figured out these zombie cells are stopping the pancreas from producing insulin. Harvard scientists confirmed that zombie cells are the culprit behind insulin resistance. Cambridge University calls these cells the biggest enemy of diabetics, and Oxford University identifies them as the real reason why diabetes just won't leave your body. This life-changing solution has passed multiple trials before reaching you today in its final form, and holds a 100% efficiency rate with more than 112,000 test subjects. Now, you're probably wondering why you didn't read about this on the front page of your favorite newspaper. Here's the thing. For any medical breakthrough to hit the headlines, it's got to get the thumbs up from the big guys like pharmaceutical companies, research institutes, and medical organizations. And when a discovery like ours could turn their cash flow into a dribble, it gets suppressed. That's why we couldn't stay silent. Not when every 17 seconds an American is diagnosed as diabetic, and every 7 seconds a diabetic around the world is dying because of a coma, stroke, or severe infection. And especially since we know this works, even in the most difficult cases of type 2 diabetes. Daniel Lopez, 53, was at death's door when he tried it. At 258 pounds, he had already suffered a heart attack, and his eyesight and kidneys were failing. After seeing this breakthrough research, he freed himself in less than 2 months of his type 2, and 18 months later, he's still a free man. Tanya Barley, 62, from Birmingham, England, was told there was no cure and she had an increased risk of heart attack, stroke, and blindness. But now, after 7 weeks of treatment, she is diabetes-free and says,
"All my blood test levels are within normal range, and my cholesterol and blood pressure levels are normal."
And Antoinetta Trout is urging us to make this method known to everyone because it saved her life.
It's the only treatment that has worked for me.
So please pay attention to this life-changing presentation because I don't know how long I can keep it up. We need to spread the word quickly so people can regain their health. Scientists admit that the miraculous power of this method consists in its triple action approach. First, it restores normal function to your pancreas. Second, it allows insulin to flow freely throughout the body. And third, it brings glucose down to healthy levels. Now, if you're skeptical, I totally get it. Emotions can run high, especially when you've tried all sorts of treatments for a long time with no success. But starting today, things are going to change, and you'll reverse your type 2 diabetes. At first, your glucose levels will decrease day after day. Then you'll get more energetic, your mind will be sharper, and you'll regain your zest for life. And most importantly, after years of poor sleep, you'll feel rested and light, and the pounds will start to drop before your very eyes. It's as if you became 10 years younger in 6 weeks. You'll forget about the daily injections, the fatigue, the cravings, about the horrible side effects of the medications, and you'll regain the freedom to be healthy, the freedom to do whatever you want, whenever you want. The freedom to eat your favorite foods, and the energy to play with your kids or grandkids for hours. So let's start. Hi, my name is Tom Green, and I teach biochemistry at a pretty renowned university. I'm married to my high school sweetheart, Marcy, and we have 2 great kids, Jack and Kelly. We're the kind of family that loves sports, healthy eating, and just spending time together. But then out of the blue, my diabetes nightmare began. Back in the summer of 2018, I couldn't shake off the crazy thirst, and I was hitting the bathroom more than ever. It got me worried. I thought maybe it's a prostate issue. So off I went to see a urologist. After a bunch of tests, the doctor gave me a clean bill of health for my prostate. It was in tip-top shape. But that left me wondering what was really going on. Well, it wouldn't be long before I found out, because 3 weeks later, after celebrating my wife's anniversary, having a glass of wine and some cake, I landed myself in the ER with a glucose reading of 475. Next thing I remember is the doctors looking down at me saying I've got diabetes, and I was this close to slipping into a coma. Diabetes? Coma? I could barely get the words out. The doctor broke it down for me. I needed to change my diet completely, start exercising more, drop some pounds, and juggle 3 different types of medication. Not to mention, I had to check my glucose levels a few times a day and write everything down to see if my meds needed tweaking. For how long? I asked. For the rest of your life, Mr. Green. There's no cure for diabetes. We'll just keep switching up your medication as the disease evolves. And then he's gone, just like that. Truth be told, I was angry. The doctor already said the disease would only get worse, so why did I need so many meds? And I just couldn't understand how I ended up here, since I thought I was eating a pretty healthy diet. So I went to get a second opinion. But when the second doctor ended up telling me the exact same thing, I felt sad, disappointed, and frustrated. Sad because my illness was confirmed, upset with myself for letting it happen, and annoyed because the treatment wasn't even a cure, as the doctor said. But I rolled up my sleeves and followed their advice as best as I could. And for a while, things were looking okay, even though sometimes I faced low energy levels, dizziness, or brain fog, all standard issues for folks with diabetes. That's until the summer of 2021, when I decided to take my son Jack hiking. We planned a 3-day trip, packed everything we need, and set out ready for some father-son time. We reached the base of the mountain early in the morning and set out to reach the halfway point by sundown so we could set up camp. However, about 4 hours into the climb, I did something stupid. Instead of pausing to study the map and figure out where we needed to go, I kept moving until we hit a treacherous, steep path. And the next thing I knew, I was thrown to the ground with a nasty blow to my left leg. Well, I didn't take it too seriously right then. I picked myself up, splashed some water on the cut to clean it, and pressed on. We made it to our campsite, got our tents up, filled our bellies with a good meal, and called it a night under the stars. But the next morning I felt a very sharp pain when I tried to step on my foot, and I felt a bit feverish.